the first hotel in Mumbai which is a LEED certified hotel. All the other hotels may be practicing those eco-friendly subjects, but then we took it to such a height that we're the first hotel in Mumbai which is a LEED certified. So I would say we tried hard with Coca Dream, and it was great to see more people joining in this now. It's an education. I am sure you guys will love it over a period of time. Once you start absorbing, just don't hear it. Start absorbing it out. So today when Harinakshi was asking you certain questions, please respond to her. You will learn more. You will get more interactive. She'll be more than, I mean, she has changed my life. You have to understand. She's going to change yours too. But only thing, every change has to start with the mind. You've got to believe it that you can bring the change. Like in this world, there's a purpose that you have come in over here. The purpose is, yes, you got to grow in life, but it's not the monetary wise. How well have you grown in terms of protecting Mother Earth is something equally important, right? So we at the Fern Group are totally supporting you guys, Sumit, wherever you guys are taking it. And I would appreciate that if more and more people can join us, eventually this will be a community. I would love it to see this one day, a community where people won't say I'm staying at Borivali or I'm staying at Kandivali, but they will say I am living at an eco-sustainable society. That is what we are looking forward for. And thank you so much, Sumit, for inviting me over here. And let me share out what I have gone through it, partly whatever I can, because there's so much I can go on for a day. But yes, it has transformed my life. And these kids, what you're taking into school is so important because they are the future. Okay, while doing it, that's past. What's going to happen tomorrow is something what these kids and these schools have to take it over. And I wish you and the entire schools and these kids all the best for participating and pushing this mission together ahead.
Thank you so much, Puneet. Thank you so much for your words and the support that you all have provided to us throughout this journey. We would look forward to continued support as we move ahead with this initiative and as we kind of try and grow from strength to strength to create, like you said, a community which resonates with environment and which kind of feels for it rather than just does a tick mark for it saying, yes, I did my bit and I did not, I threw one plastic bottle yesterday. So
super. I mean, it has to start from somewhere,
Yeah,
So every bit done is not small. Okay, so it was not a small bottle, but it was a great initiative, is what I'm looking at.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Puneet. Thank you very much for being here with us. The floor is yours now. Please go ahead and Punish, there's a question for you that has come up. Hi, Punish. There is also a perception in the market that green practices by companies need to go beyond using it as a marketing gimmick. Okay.
Yes, I definitely agree with this because the way Harinakshi started this was one fantastic line. Let's understand what is environment. Is it just a lip sync that's happening, or there's something practical which is happening? That was the first line which he started with. So I am sure a lot of companies have got to get in. See, everybody will not be a part of it. Everything starts with a very slow movement. You just can't grow overnight. Everything takes time. So today, when we started a hotel called Rodas 20 years back, that was the first hotel, a boutique hotel, which was an environmental friendly hotel. Now, 20 years back, we were just two hotels in the Fern brand. And imagine this, in this completing our 20 years, we are 82 hotels. Okay? And we are the only group who's still certifying themselves as an environmental sensitive hotel. So they will grow. Initially, it starts with something like that, which we look at as gimmicks. Okay, but then slowly and steadily, it starts converting into productivity.
Yeah, just for information, Puneet, this question came from Mr. Ashish Tiwari.
Ashish Tiwari of DNA.
Yeah, DNA. Yes.
Yeah, so see, imagine, isn't this so nice that the gentleman who started following us 20 years back is still moving along with us 20 years later. So this is not a gimmick. I'm sure if it was a gimmick, he would have left long term back. and maybe followed somebody else. But if he's stucking on it, is he still there with us? This means he sees us that we are not into gimmicks. We really mean things.
Okay, you've ignited something else now. So here goes the other one. How do you deal with consumers who seek a lower room rate because hotels are saving money?
I got this, Sumit. Okay,
Okay.
the question here that the gentleman is trying to ask that if a customer seeks a lower room rate because hotels are saving money, the question is not about saving money again. The person has to understand that we're trying to talk about saving an environment. All right. The initial cost probably goes a little heavier when you construct a hotel. Say, suppose if you are able to construct a hotel in a 1 lakh USD, maybe this hotel, which are ecotel properties, will take 125 USD. So the investment goes a little heavier.
Yeah.
Okay. But then on the operational end, the operating profit becomes much better because you don't have operating expenses so much.
No, I
Okay.
got that. What I was trying to ask is like, how do you deal with consumers who don't understand that, these nitty gritties, and they only see that, you are saving money because you are cutting back on a whole lot of things.
No,
And
it's about educating them. Yeah.
yeah, they don't seem to be, in the same line as what hotels look to do with green practices. So I have come across whole lot of people who say यार कि इतना पैसा बचाते हैं ये लोग और रेट कम करने के नाम पे कुछ नहीं देते हैं. So so that is a perception that still reigns into the minds of people who anyways are suckers for discount, and when they go to these hotels they seek further rate reduction in the room tariff.
Yes, please. Again, the question again comes back to is that education is so important for this. That's why today, if we are trying to target schools and the kids, is because we want to train them from the very beginning that eco-friendliness or sustainability is not about saving money. It's about saving environment and for a better living prospects of you and your generation next. So if a gentleman who feels that they have been cut down on certain things, all right, it's just their feeling. And once when you explain them, trust me, 95% of the people, this very calmly understand and they are more than happy that very unknowingly they are participating in conservation.
Sorry, I'll need to
Sorry,
interrupt you and we'll need to let Harinakshi continue with her session.
Sumit, I guess we should take one question from Manya. It's for Punish, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a very direct question. So, Manya, could you ask your question, please?
Yes, so my question was, as you said, you wanted to build up an eco-friendly society where we say we live in an eco-friendly society. So can you please explain what are your visions or what is the plan for the next 10 years as we are growing, as you wish to create it?
Okay, see, I'm a hotelier, I'm not a builder, but that's a feeling that I have. Okay, that imagine where do you stay right now? Where are you staying?
Meethanagar.
Sorry?
Meethanagar, Goregaon.
So imagine the society that you're staying in, okay, is converted into an environment sensitive building and society where everybody takes the responsibility of garbage disposals, okay, of water conservations, of energy conservations, of educating each other, okay. Look at this way, what will that society look like? So it's going to be amazing that the mom doesn't have to tell the kids that weight and what to throw and how to throw about it. Why not we use it in such a way where every kid and mom and parents, everybody is united together to move into a particular direction that once when they become old, they are still living in a better society. And once when the kid grows up, their generation next is also coming into a better society. Okay, so suppose I ask you a question. May I, if you're okay?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. In my hotel, okay, there is no geyser, okay, there is no solar plant, but still the guest gets a hot water. Don't stress.
I can answer.
Yes, ma'am, please. I have no idea how this works. It would be very beneficial if you said it.
Yeah, please, Rita, explain. You can.
Mr. Sharma, please answer. His hotel, he can answer
Okay.
better.
Mane, we have ACs running into the hotel 24 hours, right? And those ACs generate some heat, and you have a AC at home. जब वो चलता है तो
Yes.
फेंकता है, right? Similarly,
Yes.
the hotel is working, and we capture that hot air and throw it on a water pipes, chilled water pipes, and that converts it into a hot water. So without spending an extra rupee on electricity, we are saving in both the ways. Money terms is what the other gentleman was looking at, but my priority is I am still saving the environment so that when Manya goes out, she breathes in a much more better and fresh air. She can be more healthy. More than money, I am more concerned about your health, Manya. That is what environment hotels
Yes.
are all about.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're most welcome.
Okay, back to you, Harinakshi. Could you please continue with yours?
Okay, so I'm going to start with another question since I didn't get any response to the first one. So if the answer is no, students, then keep your screens off only. Don't come on. Okay. And if the answer is yes, then put your screens on. All right. So we have all been facing this pandemic situation since March, and everybody is telling us to keep washing our hands for 20 seconds. And they've been teaching us how to wash between the fingers, back of the hands, wrists. So we've all been washing hands for 20 seconds every day, 2-3 times a day or more. So have you all been washing hands for 20 seconds with the tap on, or was the tap off? So are we from
With the tap off.
one situation
Tap off.
to get, to save
Off.
situation, we are
Off.
facing a problem with another one. So to wash hands and keep ourselves safe, are we wasting that much water every day? Yeah, all screens went off. So answer is no, I guess. So while washing hands, the tap was remaining on. So that
No, it was off.
okay. You
As
see
in
that.
off.
No, no.
I can't see anybody else who's come on. Let me see. Okay, one more came on. So this pandemic has also taught us that while washing hands, we have been, I don't want to name celebrities or whoever has been teaching us. And in my daughter's school also, they did a video where they said, wash hands like this, but the tap remained on. 20 seconds, the tap is remaining on, the water is being wasted. So we don't want to go from the frying pan to the fire. So yes, please continue to wash hands, but keep the tap off at the same time. Okay, thereby water and saving a lot of water. It is said that the third world war is going to happen because of water. Okay, it is a very precious commodity, so let's please conserve it. Right, coming back to my original question, what do you all understand by environment? Any understanding of what the word environment means to you all? Anyone? What do we call environment in Hindi? So Vedant, why don't you answer? Tell me, what do we understand by the term environment?
Ma'am, the surrounding or condition in which a person or animal lives.
Okay. Okay, that's good. What comprises the environment? Anyone? So we have environment is a very large word. It can encompasses a lot of things: your nature, your rain, your trees, your surroundings, air, water, energy. Everything comprises of the environment. We call environment in Hindi. It is called not Vatavaran. It's called Paryavaran.
Paryavaran.
Yeah, Paryavaran. So we need to save the environment today, and it just need not be lip service. Even a small initiative which you carry is going to go a long way. So simple things like in environment, if you take what do you do at home to save the environment? Any environment-friendly initiatives to protect the environment? Any of you all? Vedant, do you have anything at home?
Planting more and more trees.
Planting more and more trees. What else? Arnav?
Ma'am, instead of throwing the vegetable peels and all, I put them in a pot and I make a fertilizer out of it for the plants.
Excellent. Very good. What else? Anybody else having any environment initiatives at home? That's very good. Arnav, you said that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's excellent. Yes, Sumit, you have your finger up.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, rather I wanted to suggest that we could ask Rajiv what he does for his property to kind
Yeah,
of,
sure, sure.
yeah. Rajiv is with us, who's currently, yep. Rajiv is with us. So
Yes, Sumit, I'm there.
yeah, great. So Harinakshi, we could hear from him what he is doing
Why not? Of course.
for the initiative of saving the environment around your property.
See, going by what I have learned from Harinakshi only, and the way she had taken us through the Ecotel training, I've been carrying on doing the same thing everywhere where I've worked after I left the CHPL. So there are definitely the garbage segregation, the two bin method or the three bin method as we could do in, or the four bin method as we could do in adjust in hotels, and wet garbage segregation and the dry garbage segregation. Apart from that, there has been a lot of community education that we have taken up now that I'm in Bilaspur. What we are doing is we go and educate people on how environment can be protected, how we can conserve the various facets of environment in terms of saving water, in terms of saving the earth from the various pollutants that are there. Certain practices that we learned earlier, which are very helpful in the sense that how to save your LPG, the liquid petroleum, or the cooking gas. We have the gas masters. So keeping the masters at low flame and utilize and saving onto the LPG, treating the garbage so that there was certain things which we used to do while I was with the CHPL. One was the garbage management. I mean, the wet garbage being converted into manure. So that is something which I have been able to follow in all the hotels which I have followed thereafter. And at the Ananda Imperial at Bilaspur by Svenska, where I'm the VPGM at this moment, I have made my team to follow the same thing out here as well. In the sense that we have prepared certain pits where the garbage is being put into, and then they are being converted into the manure through the earthworms that helps in doing so. So these are certain things which we are doing as far as the 5 globes of environmental, 5 globes of the environment that sustains to reduce, reuse, and recycle, that we definitely do. Apart from that, we have given up plastic in the hotel. So our hotel is presently a zero plastic hotel,
Wow, really?
and that is something which we had done. We took a vouch a year back that we are going to do away with plastic. So at this moment, all our carry bags, all our the straws that we use in the outlets and the bars are all made with recycled paper and sugarcane bagasse. So even our the parcel boxes that we are using at this moment are of the bagasse that is generated out of the sugarcane pulp. The ones which you throw away after you have got the juice and everything extracted out of it. So in a way, we in our own way in Bilaspur, what we are doing is we are also working with the local municipality, and we go out and carry out certain cleaning processes which are with the local community. But yes, with the present pandemic, we had to go slow. We were doing quite well. We were quite aggressive before the pandemic started, but the pandemic has actually put us onto a stop onto many places. But yes, the pandemic has also taught us various facets of uh, savings. I mean, there are a lot of savings that every hotel like mine had to go through. And I believe these uh, education of understanding how to save the environment, how to become a environmentally sensitive hotel, what are the practices that can go into becoming an environmental sensitive hotel, going to the process of reduce, reuse, recycle has actually uh, kept the hotels afloat up to a great extent because costs were minimized. As we all know, and Harinakshi, I'm sure you what you taught us, all us the aspiring general managers at that point of time, those things did help us due to sustain and survive the pandemic period. So these are certain small things that we do, but yes, apart from that, there are many other things which can actually help us in preserving and conserving energy, conserving water. And there are a lot of engineering implementations that are going in at this moment in the hotel, in the sense like making the air conditioned chillers more environment friendly, doing away doing away with the harsh gas, the freons, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of efforts, there are a lot of activities, there are a lot of practices which we are taking up in terms of um, capital expenditures, in terms of small practices. Like I remember, I recall that when Harinakshi started the session, the slide said straws, packets, boxes, and so on and so forth. So maybe if these kind of things can be taught to the present generation, can be taught to the aspiring budding hoteliers, not only to the hoteliers, I feel everybody, any kind of industry would do better, would do a lot of good if these practices are definitely followed and adhered to and executed well. I would say that this is a huge practice, cost saving, and at the same time, environment saving.
Absolutely, Rajiv. Thank you so much. And that is the reason for all you said about spreading the awareness. That is the reason we are trying to create this platform, new platform, where we engage more students and schools and make them more aware about the practices.
I mean, it's a noble cause, Sumit, and I wish all the best to you and the team and all the students today who are participating. All the best to all of you, and follow these rules. And I'm sure the world is going to be a much better place for all of us to dwell in. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Rajiv.
much.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Thanks.
Parinashi, your other student of yours just just spoke about the learnings that has come across from you,
It's
right?
very different. It's good to know that they're implementing what I taught them all those years ago.
Right. And all the others are more than waiting to hear more from you. So please.
So anyway, coming back to my present students who are very silent. So let me only do the talking now instead. So the reason why I asked you what is environment is we need to know basically what is environment, what it encompasses. Only then will you know what to save and what to do in future. From today onwards, be it simple things at home. When I remember as a child, when I was growing up, I used to like the lights, all the lights on in my house because it used to be nice and bright. And my parents used to say, switch it off, save electricity. And after when I graduated and I did my law and I started working, that's when realization dawned and the tables turned where, I till today I keep switching off the lights where not necessary, or keeping the AC on a 1 hour timer. That the room becomes cool. You don't really need it, and I have seen a drastic change in my electricity bill at home. So all these small initiatives, if we do at home itself, I'm sure tomorrow your parents will actually thank you. Switch off the light when you leave the room, the fan when you leave the room. If you have a AC which has a system of a timer, keep it on for half an hour, 1 hour, and the room really becomes cool. And if the fan is on, you don't need the AC to work the whole night. Even things like, water. While brushing your teeth, keep the tap off. While washing your hands, first soap your hands, then keep the tap on and wash your hands. While having a bath, also keep the shower off while soaping and shampooing yourself. While shaving, keep the tap off. That's small drops will make the ocean, and that is how you will realize your uh, conservation is amounting to huge benefits. Small, even at home. Do you know your mom? If you see, do you have any environment? Do you have solid waste management practices at home? Any besides the Arnav putting the peels in the pots to make fertilizer? Any other solid waste management practices any of you all have at home? Shrishti, anybody, anything? Solid waste? Any practices at home? Do you all sell your raddi, your newspapers to the kabadi wala? Yes, yeah, I can see a few, one or two nods. So selling your newspapers, your tin cans, bottles to the recycling vendor, to the kabadi wala, is a form of recycling. We sell it to him. He in turn sells it to the dealer up the line, and they in turn sell it back to the manufacturing industry or wherever it goes. So selling newspapers, selling your tin cans, bottles, even milk pouches. If you see moms or the grandmothers, they actually collect the milk bags, wash it and preserve it. You collect it, you can sell those also. You get money for it. Your 15-liter tin of oil, that also you can sell. Your beer bottles, any kind of bottles, you can sell. All this is recycling practices which we have been doing for years and years on end, and we are probably the only country which gets paid to recycle. All other countries, you don't get paid to recycle. It's mandatory to have recycling procedures in USA, in UK. They have separate bins where you have to go and put your recycling materials, be it your paper, boxes, carton, bottles. India probably is the only country where you actually get paid. You're selling your garbage and you get paid for it. Even hotels, even any industry, the offices you go, they actually collect their papers and their waste material and sell it to the kabadi wala, and you get paid for it. And in turn, actually, this money should be used and can be used for environment initiatives, which the organization can adopt. And instead of getting a separate budget or a fund, which the companies may or may not want to give a separate budget for having environment initiatives or creating awareness, this money can be in turn internalized and used for environment promotions in the organization itself. So one more question I'm going to ask you all. Who do you think is the most eco-friendly person in India? Yes, Sumit. One more. I can't hear you now. Sumit, you're on mute.
After your question, after you're done with the question. Then.
Okay. So who do you think is the most eco-friendly person in our country? Anyone? Okay. I feel, and I'm happy to be corrected, I feel the most eco-friendly person or the sect is the rag pickers, because they are the only one who actually go into each and every building, go through the garbage, and I don't know if you're aware, there are certain demarcated rag pickers. Certain rag pickers will only collect paper. Certain rag pickers only collect glass. So some people collect only cartons. So these are the most eco-friendly people I feel in our country, because they in turn sell all our garbage back to the facility. So the newspapers goes back to the newspaper industry and paper is made again. The glass bottles go back. So these people are the most important people. You see them every day morning. They come at least in my building, in my area, they come from about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Before BMC comes to collect the garbage, they go through our garbage bins and they pick out what they are assigned for. I still remember I myself have gone with my colleagues to Kurla, to Kandivali, where these the bigger not wholesalers, but the bigger dealers are who actually collect all this garbage and sell it back to the industries over there. And it's a big business over there. So they're the most eco-friendly people in our country, and we really have a lot to thank them for whatever little recycling is happening in our country is because of them. Yes, Sumit, before I go further, you wanted to say something.
No, I wanted to ask you, while you were talking about doing various things to protect your bit, the individual bit.
Okay.
What could be the one factor which could motivate children to do this? All right. I'm saying from the point of view of, all right, I am connected to the environment. I like keeping everything clean and green in that space. But what could be that one factor which could motivate kids a little more?
Well, the motivation, to be really honest, has to come from within. Even if it's a small thing, even if it's one thing they do, that I will not use plastic bags from today, or
No.
I will keep the tap off from today while washing my
So let me go take it one step ahead.
Sure.
For an organization on a long-term basis, it results in savings.
Correct.
Okay. How do you explain this to a child who does not understand an organizational structure in terms of the savings? So there are obvious savings and there are obvious benefits that are coming into them. But putting it across to them is something that we could. So for instance, if I could say that you as an environmental auditor go around selecting people, looking at people, the kind of work that they do, and at the end of a certain term period, you select that this person has done the best that could have been done, and honor that person with whatever. On those lines, could a child be motivated to be doing that? Because the initiative that we've launched today, with that initiative, we intend to make it like something where people can look at being recognized for the kind of work that they've done, and maybe at the end of a year they could also get some kind of recognition in various forms of for doing the right work.
Why not? In fact, recognition is one of my pet subjects. I love awarding and rewarding people who have done good. So, coming back to your original question, motivating them, it really has to come from within. But yeah, you can encourage them. We can give them facts and figures, or make them aware, create awareness that if you're doing, even if you're using a plastic bag, how harmful it is to not just you as an individual, but to the environment at large, or even wasting water or wasting electricity, or even the solid waste, how it is eventually, the landfills are going to fill up. Then there's not going to be enough place for us to dump our garbage anymore. Where is it going? If BMC tomorrow doesn't come, where is that garbage going? What will happen to it? So the need of the hour is to, yes, we as self, it has to come from within. And even if it's one thing we are doing today, I hope they start doing even one thing, switching off the lights, switching off the taps, or recycling the garbage. Segregate your garbage first. Like we always say, first is important is segregation. In hotels, we tell them to segregate into 4 bins. The wet, the dry, one bin for recycling, and one is non-recycling. So how the hotel is going to become a zero garbage hotel, because the first 3 bins are totally recyclable. The last bin, the red bin, the non-recyclable bin, is the one which causes the problem. So how, like Mr. Chaudhary said, there are zero plastic hotels. They don't use plastic. How we as individuals in our residences, we can do something to make a difference. So why not stop using plastic? Why not do things which are eco-friendly at our level at home itself? So we can create that awareness for them, give them facts, figures. Being in hotels, we had adopted the advanced locality management system, which is a primarily residential program. To talk a little about the advanced locality management program, is just residents of a particular area. So maybe 1 lane or 2 lanes together. They come in, they pool in the resource. Money is just 1 rupee per day. They have to contribute per flat. That money goes into upkeep of the building, the maintenance, the vermiculture done over there. You can beautify that area. And slowly this was replicated. This was actually started by one Mr. Viren Merchant way back, maybe I think 20 years ago in Ghatkopar. And it has really spread, and Orchid was the first commercial entity which actually adopted this residential program and made it a big success. At Orchid, we got the other hotels to contribute to take part. We had the 20 taxi there was a taxi stand over there. So there were 20 of them who also were part of the ALM program of the hotel. There were 2 pawn shops. They were also part of it. And it was a big success. So if you do it at individual levels, then only can you get some results. Even if I start in my building, I have started. In my building, we segregate our waste, and it is mandatory to keep it separately in the bins down. It's another story. The BMC sometimes comes and just takes it together. But at individual levels, we can definitely do something. In fact, we have a advanced locality management program which we initiated across where I live from, and it has just started and it is doing wonderfully. So buildings, it's a big society over there. So they have started this program, and I helped them start it, and it is functioning very well. Though they did have a little hiccups, initially we said you can do vermiculture. So they said, but it'll smell and the flies, machhar aayenge. So I said, let's do something. We just got a little, like a plastic, the bigger buckets kind of a thing. And we did vermiculture where we put it between 2 trees. One big bin, like the garbage bins we have in hotels. The big one, we just put it over there. And we did, I said, let it be on, we'll do, ek ghar se kachra lake isme, we'll put it over there. And let's see. Then from that 1 bin, we made it into 2 bins and 4 bins. And for a month, nobody realized that there is vermiculture happening. There was no smell. There were no mosquitoes. There were no flies. And after a month, we told them that this has actually been happening. And, your first batch of manure is practically ready now. And that is when they realized, they said, oh my God, we didn't even know. So so we can do such things in societies, in buildings also. Just because it's a standalone building doesn't mean we can't do something over there. So this can be adopted, but sometimes we have mindsets which are just fixed that, if you do vermiculture at home, it'll smell, you get a rotten egg smell, or you get flies and mosquitoes and menace and all, and nothing like that happens. Maybe Arnav can throw some light. You do vermiculture at home, are you facing any of these issues?
No, ma'am.
So there is fixed mindset. So like I said, it has to come within, and we have to start at a small level and then grow big. Sumit, have I answered your question? Sorry.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So Sumit, are you saying something?
No. Please go on. No?
So just coming back to where I left off from. So it has become a very integral part of our life. Environment. A lot of times, what happens is we go out, we see a lot of even if you use tissues or any bag or something, also it says it's recycled or made from recycled material, or it's eco-friendly or recyclable. There's a difference between recycled and recyclable. Recyclable means the product is made from fresh virgin materials, and it is recyclable. And there's a difference. So recycled is it's already made from something which was in some other form, and it is recycled and made into the current state you have got it in. But it's an in thing also. It's in fashion to say I'm eco-friendly, I'm environment friendly, I support the environment, go green. But actually, you have to, like we did, we have to actually find out is it really eco-friendly. Like I started this, there are a lot of things which look eco-friendly. Are they really eco-friendly? Sharing my experiences, we've come across products where, which claim to be eco-friendly, and on doing a background check, we've seen that, it's not really eco-friendly, because we asked for a certification, we asked them what it's made of, and we actually find out that it wasn't really eco-friendly, and it was just printed because it was in fashion, and the sales increased tremendously. Even not this year, but a year ago or something, when we got for a holiday to Sikkim, we have experienced that, they said we have organically grown vegetables, and farming is done, and you name it, and we can get it for you. And when we sent and we showed more interest that, okay, let's go see the organic farm, or where is it, and how expensive or how good it is, that is when we got to know that really it wasn't organic at all. Even when I was working in the Orchid, we had a gentleman who promised us that, we could get any product we wanted, any vegetable and any quantity, which he was growing organically. And we said, okay, we would love to come and visit your farm over there. He said it's a little ahead of Pune. So we said we will come at our own expense and see your farm, and then we will buy. We would love to buy from you and be associated with you. And this was in 99, and from 99 to 2020, I'm still waiting to hear from him. He said that we'll organize a trip and we can come, and he just vanished. So a lot of times the people who just come because they feel that, oh, they're buying eco-friendly stuff, so let's sell mine. मेरा भी बेच देते हैं, लगे हाथों बहती गंगा में हाथ धो लो. But we always do a thorough background check and then find out that is it really eco-friendly, and that's how we got to know, because organically grown produce tends to be a little more expensive at this stage because it's limited in quantity. You can't grow so much, you can't have quantities, you can't have that much volume. So it does tend to be a little more expensive, not all that, but yeah, slightly more expensive, the vegetables, or the greens which we buy than normally grown produce. Right. So even things like we use at home, the aerosol cans, the deodorants, the air fresheners, if you see nowadays, you get a little sign over there which says ozone friendly or CFC free. Do you all know what is CFC? Anybody aware of CFC? Have you heard?
Ma'am, chlorofluorocarbon.
Very good. Chlorofluorocarbon. Where do you find CFC?
Produced by ACs, air conditioners, and other.
Yes. So we find CFC in air conditioners, in refrigerators. So CFC as a gas, chlorofluorocarbon, like Arnav said, is banned as a gas. Do you know why? Anyone knows why?
Ma'am, because it disturbs the ozone layer.
It disturbs the ozone layer. What happens? What happened?
Ma'am, depletion of ozone layer is happening.
Very good. Excellent, Arnav. So because of the high usage of CFC as a coolant, as a gas for refrigerators, for air conditioners, it created a hole in the ozone layer. As a result, what happened? Because there's a hole in the ozone layer, what was happening? It was letting the UV rays pass through very easily, and if come in contact with human beings, it causes various kinds of diseases, skin cancer. So CFC as a gas was banned, and we have eco-friendly alternatives. That is why you see in deodorants, aerosol cans, the air fresheners, there's a little logo tree which says ozone friendly or CFC free. So that's a big thing to go, and we can use R22 now or Freon. We have better alternatives, right? So from CFC, from refrigeration, that is where Punish said, they have air conditioners where they don't have geysers to heat water for the hotel. The waste generated by the air conditioner, the heat generated, which is waste actually. So they have actually used technology, and they use this waste heat to heat the water for the entire hot water system in the hotel. So that's a little, that was a really advanced in technology way back when they started the hotel. Right, so a lot of organizations now also are going eco-friendly. If you heard of Adidas shoes, everybody wears or has worn or have heard of it. So they have started using ocean plastic to make their shoes. So in fact, by this, I think by 2022, they want to make the entire shoe from ocean plastic, because it is said that at one point there will be so much of plastic in the ocean that there will be more plastic than marine life in the ocean. So they are using, Adidas is using this ocean plastic to make their shoes. Like Ford company is using, they've tied up with McDonald's, and they are using the coffee shaft, and they're making the motor parts of it. They're making the covers for the batteries. They're making the headlights using this. So all companies are getting aware of being environmentally conscious, being responsible, and they do use initiatives like this. Have you heard of Spiral Island? Anyone? Anyone quickly Google on the other screen? Spiral Islands? Yeah, Arnav has gone off, so he's definitely using the screen to Google. So Spiral Islands is in Mexico, and it's a floating island made on plastic waste bottles. Okay, so the support is given to the bamboo, and it was made. It was a floating island that was made using mineral water bottles, right? Then we had like Dubai. If you've gone to Dubai, you see the entire street lighting is used from waste heat over there, from solar heat over there. So a lot of initiatives. We have a lot of areas where even government today they are trying to use solar for street lighting and a lot of other things. Tell me any other organizations which are contributing towards environment initiatives, which are taking up environment initiatives. No, in fact, I think India is really waking up to this. Even if you go to a bank, everybody loves to go to banks. Our parents love to go to bank. In this pandemic, they were really like, bank is closed. How would we go? So all banks also now going digital.
So, Harinakshi,
Yes,
here I have a question. So we talk about digital, okay? And we say that, okay, other countries have gone digital and we are still there, and we are trying to put in a lot of effort into this e-thing or digital thing. So what happens is, how much of e-waste are we generating out of it? So during the corona period, we would have seen that households that used to have, say, one laptop now have two laptops and a desktop also, because the education happens online. We are investing more in our mobile phones and things like that. So where does this waste go, and how much behind is the pandemic going to leave us in when it comes to being green?
E-waste is
and I think the other countries face the e-waste more than what we do. The problem of e-waste is more visible in other countries than,
No, so we also initially, if you start, say, way back in 96, 97, we started, there were hardly anybody who was dealing in e-waste. But today there are a lot of companies, in Bombay itself, they have facilities in Wada, in Pune, there are in companies in Delhi, in Bangalore who handle e-waste. You can contact them and they take, like if you bought a laptop during the pandemic, then it's obviously going to last you for 2-3 years. But there are companies who take your e-waste, you take your laptops or whatever it is, and they then piece by piece, part by part, recycle it, or whatever they're supposed to do with it. It's being done. In fact, my daughter also needed a laptop, so we just bought one for her. And I asked him, I said, well, after 2 years or something, or if I want to, my old laptops, I have old laptops at home. So he's saying, ma'am, you can give it to me. We have tied up with a company who handles the e-waste. So they also have tied up externally with their vendors, where they are offering this service as part of, if a client is new. And if you have an old laptop, so if you want to sell it, then we have someone who deals into e-waste, and they will take care of it. So from 96 to 2020, yes, the numbers have increased, and we have quite a few companies now who deal in e-waste.
Okay. With that note, Harinakshi, I think we might have to bring the session to an end, because we are.
So if you have a quick
so we will move to the last section, because I do want them to do the pledge part, and we can start eliciting the pledge, whatever they can do for the students here, I guess, are our ambassadors as far as.
Why don't we let kind of Harinakshi kind of
yeah, exactly.
move a little at a little quicker pace, Harinakshi?
Yeah. So this is my. So actually, I've covered the rest.
Okay.
So because they want answers, I said, let me just talk. And
yes, exactly.
So this is one of my favorite quotes of Gandhiji, where it says, "Earth provides enough to satisfy for every man's needs, but not every man's greed." So we also have to be a little more responsible, a little more alert, a little more conscious, and take a step forward. So shall we do the pledge now, students? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Deepa, you want to
seeing.
take a picture now?
Yeah, no, you can start.
Okay. So let's take a pledge. I think we should pledge that, because change comes from within and from me. Instead of asking what you can do, let's say I will do from today. I will start from, the change is going to come from me. I will start from me to change the world for you. However small my efforts, I will continually strive to make our earth a better place to live. Yes, with me, all of you all.
Yes. Start.
Yes.
Hand on your heart, wherever. Pledge, pledge. Srishti, Arnav,
Yes, ma'am.
Sai, Manya, Arjun, right? Because the change has to, and it has to start from us. Like I always say, don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you
We
can do
should
for
start
yourself.
from us, then others will follow us.
Yes, absolutely. You start and make others follow you. Srishti, well said. Very well said. Where are you, Srishti? Out?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome. So shall we, because we have to wind up, I wanted to wish you all a very happy and Merry Christmas. And before I go, just a little Christmas song for you all. Can I, Deepa? Can I just show
Yes,
it
yes,
now?
yes.
Okay, this was another one. I think I didn't show it to you all.
Yeah. It's a
Can you
nice.
see the screen?
Yeah.
Ma'am, it's seeing blur.
Sorry? It's blurred?
No, it isn't. I think
Yes.
it's the connectivity. Yeah.
Okay. You can drop in your email. I can email it to you. Oh, why is it starting?
Harinakshi, we can't hear you.
Submit.
Yeah. Harinakshi, would you like to ask them if they have some song or a slogan like this?
Sure, sure.
So anyone with a slogan like plastic bags, chuck them
How
in
did
the
you like
bin.
the last one? Merry Christmas. So do you all have similar slogans or any songs or anything you want to share? Or do you want to develop something?
Yeah, some instant ones.
Okay, no answers. Okay,
Now
so
I know what my daughter does when she's attending online classes.
so can each one of you just say one thing that you all would do from today onwards towards the environment conscious effort? Your one effort, just one effort, each one, maybe in one word or a sentence max.
Shrishti, you start. Come on.
Means what we have done for the environment like this only, no?
Ma'am, we will turn off the lights of the room while leaving, going outside the room.
Anya.
And we should plant more trees.
Okay. So why don't you all now, within the next, say, 4 5 days, do we have their numbers or contact or email? Go
Yes,
get
they
a
can
sapling
write to
if
us. They
possible.
can write to us, yeah.
Get a sapling, plant it, and send us a picture or something that we planted one at home. Yes, then I'll follow up with you after 3 months to show, and I'll ask you to show me how well you've taken care. Has it grown? Yeah, we'll do this as a task. Okay, so we can keep
Okay, ma'am.
connected.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do we have more people
Srishti,
coming up with
Arjun,
Manya?
Vaishnavi, say something.
Um,
Vivek,
Miss, it was just to answer Miss Harinakshi's question to what she asked.
One thing that I definitely remember to do is while going to different malls or when I'm using stuff while going to different shops, it is better to carry my own containers or glasses by buying them instead of the plastic cups that we get.
Uh, yes, Miss. So personally speaking, as in the starting you said about reusing the plastic, reusing the different stuff that we have while you're going to different shops. One thing that I'll definitely remember is to carry my own mugs or like a water bottle with me along so that I can take the water, whatever I'm buying from the shops, and put it in my own containers and reduce the garbage that is coming out.
That's sweet, Mania. That's really, it's going to be a task, but it's really nice. See, a lot of people nowadays have stopped using mineral water bottles. In offices, they have been given, in the organization, they have been given either flasks or the glass bottles. So instead of, using mineral water bottles, n number of them, use a flask where you can just refill it. So you cut down the number of mineral water bottles going into the waste stream. So even in movie production, if you all are Insta today's generation, you see a lot of films that have been produced. They have got their own bottles, and they say, "Oh, we've got our own stainless steel flask or glass bottle, which is given to the entire crew." So that many number of water bottles going down in a day into the number of days of shooting, even if it's 100 mineral water bottles they use in a day into 90 days of shoot. You can imagine how much of water bottles are being eliminated, right? So even if we at home also in this pandemic, we realize, when we have to wash our glasses and mugs and everything ourselves, everybody in the house is given one glass bottle of your own. You see, you drink from this, refill it, wash it. Everything is your responsibility. So that much washing of glasses and mugs have gone down, thereby contributing, not just work has gone down, but the water, detergent, everything is saving. Right? The small initiatives you start at home.
Ma'am, also we can use the old mineral water bottles to plant trees.
Yes, absolutely. Why not cut it and then plant? Use the mineral water bottles.
Excuse me, ma'am, shall I share something?
Yes, please do.
Actually, I have joined already, but I didn't get the chance to speak. So I would like to say thank to Deepa ma'am to involve us for this eco-friendly today webinar. Ma'am, last year, what we have done, usually when the children are going by taking their water bottles from the water bag, we used to reuse that water to just go with in the garden, and they have to pour their water there. Even though we have done one botanical garden in the school, in that we have just asked our student to bring the waste plastic water, which is there you are at home, and we have several medicinal plants in that, and now still they are in very good position, they are growing well. So it was the initiative took by our school for recycle, reuse and reduce.
Excellent, ma'am.
Even though we have distributed yes miss.
Which school is this, ma'am?
Ma'am, Rayat English Medium School, Satara.
Okay, excellent.
So the school is a very motivated school. The teacher basically, Sneha ma'am, could you put your cam on? So Sneha ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm still in the school only.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
I joined, yes, hello, ma'am. I'm
Hi.
in the school itself. I have joined you actually a little 20 minutes here and there because my session was going on. But I do realize, because after listening ma'ams and the sir too, I inspired with we can go many more things. We can do it in the recycling way. So thank you for today's very nice and visionary webinar, I should say.
So thank you, Sneha ma'am. With this, we are going to come back to you, and we are going to ask your school to be the torchbearer for this initiative.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Sure.
I would want to speak to Megha ma'am also about this, and I think we are going to start with your school because you can be an example for the others.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. We are ready always.
We expect your cooperation and your support.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, so any questions? The young children, young minds have any questions?
No, ma'am.
And all the other kids who are your children who are here. So we want you to be our ambassadors and go to your school and talk about the initiative. Keep them prepared and say that yes, Cooker Dream is going to come to you with Fern Hotels, and we are going to ask you to join us in this initiative. So once the program is detailed out, we are all going to come to you and to your schools. Stay in touch with Cooker Dream, and we'll keep letting you know more about it. Yeah,
So
Harinakshi, over to you.
you all can go back to school, brainstorm ideas, develop a group. Like you have captains, vice captains, develop a core team. For environment, you can name it something and take it forward. Let that be a green messengers of the school, and brainstorm ideas, do something, implement environment initiatives in your school, and then Deepa ma'am and Sumit sir, and we can come and we can help you take it forward.
Absolutely.
Yes, children.
We also have children asking about the results. So would you want to say something about it?
Yes, the results would be declared along with the finals that we do. So we
for
all
round 2, they want to know the results for round 2.
for round 2 would be declared on the 17th morning.
Yeah, that's tomorrow
Yep.
or by afternoon. Yeah, you'll all come.
Tomorrow morning, you all would have get an email or an SMS with the results for who all have qualified for the finals, which would be the instructions would come with the mail of all for going ahead.
Yeah, we have another webinar, another session workshop on the 18th. And even there, you will get instructions for your final. You'll also get the chef who is going to conduct the session tell you about the requirements of the final and how to make your dish that spectacular dish for the finals, worthy of being in the finals. So do be with us, finalists or not finalists. We want you to be with us and you learn more in the next session too. So thank you very much.